You know, I gotta tell you, we're not very happy. Not happy at all. Mm-mm. Do you realize what you've done?
Yeah, I know. It's been a really long week, man. Can I at least explain?
You can try, but I don't think it's gonna be enough.
Alright. Well, it started like this.
And your name, for the record.
My name is Casey, and this is eBay Miniature Rescues. So there I was, getting ready to work on this really messed up corn army that I got off of eBay. Last week I started working on it and made a fun little video featuring a bloodthirster.
Okay. I'm hearing you so far. Please continue.
So my goal is to finish this army and get it ready to go back up on eBay by at least mid-January. You know, new year, new army.
Now, I don't know, but as you say, work was needed. Did you start that work?
Yeah, so I gathered all of the bloodletters that were in this army. Real nasty, most of them. Lots of them broken and missing pieces as well. I sorted through them, separating all of the parts and pieces that would need to be fixed, and got the rest ready to be cleaned in my ultrasonic cleaner.
I see. What were you planning on putting in that sonic cleaner? Isopropyl alcohol?
No, not this time. For metal models, I do like to use ISO. But for plastic, I opt for a cheap concentrated cleaner called LA's Totally Awesome. I fill the sonic cleaner with that and start to get the rest of the really caked on paint off of these models. After a few cycles, I come in with a toothbrush to really get the paint out of the details. Sometimes there's a little primer left over, but I can go over the models again with new primer and it kinda all just works out.
Okay, I see where you're going with this, but that doesn't explain what you were planning on doing about the bases. They aren't the right size, Casey. They're unacceptable.
Oh, I fully agree. Something has to be done about the bases, and really that's where things started to go wrong.
So you admit it?
Well, yeah. Sometimes things happen that change the plan or slow our progress, but that's no reason to get upset.
Who's upset? I'm not upset.
No? Anyways. I went online to check the official base sizes for bloodletters. Turns out they're 32mm. Which is fine, but I don't have 80 32mm bases lying around, so I decided to make use of my 3D printer and make some. I got a few files together and went to go print some bases.
And what did you come to find?
Well, turns out that I'd run out of resin. I don't know how it happened, but it just did. I should have planned ahead with such a large project on my hands.
And yet you did not. Well.
So I went on to Amazon and ordered more.
Did you use Prime?
Yeah, of course.
2-day shipping?
But in the meantime, I only had enough to do a small number of bases. The original plan was to take care of pretty much all of these bloodletters from top to bottom, but I'll have to get to the rest of them on my own time.
So you only painted some of them?
Yeah, exactly. Just to get the process down and make sure that they look good for the army.
And I suppose you decided to record this process like you usually do. Would you like to submit that as evidence?
I mean, not on trial here, but sure.
Okay. Explain yourself.
Explain yourself. So I started with a dark red base coat, a lot like the bloodthirster I did for this army last week. We are going for a similar color scheme after all, so it makes sense to follow a similar plan. I then moved up to a brighter red from above to catch all the raised details. I then followed it up with a nice punch of bright orange on the horns, face, and little fins on the back.
Okay, I'll give you that one. I like it. But, aren't you leaving something out? Something very important?
I mean, not so much leaving it out as I haven't really gotten there yet, so let me finish these models off real quick. After the base colors were in, I decided on a wash of Carroburg Crimson. It's a nice purple-red wash that really brings the colors together, and when you water it down, it brings just enough of that detail out without overwhelming the color. It works really well for a good tabletop wash.
A wash. You.
Yeah, because they're great.
Fine. What else?
For the eyes, tongue, and swords, I've always liked that super contrasty blue look. For me, it just stands out so much more and really makes these guys look cool. The plan is to split up each squad of 20 or 30, depending, by swapping out those colors. That way there's still some cohesiveness, but an obvious difference between each unit. For the blue tongue, I laid down a nice blue color, and while that was still wet, dropped in some white onto the highlight points. I quickly cleaned out my brush and came in to blend those colors together. It's not an over-the-top kind of thing, but it really adds to the model's face quite a bit. That is the focal point after all. Now, after I did the first one like this, I realized that if I filled in the teeth, the fingernails, and the rest of the blue details before the wash, I could probably save myself some time.
So you mean to tell me that you're taking back what you said?
Well, no, I'm amending it. Sometimes when we paint, we discover something halfway through, and we need to change the order of operations for the next model. In this case, I'm going to paint in the rest of the details before an all-over wash. The red-purple plays really well with the blue, and the off-white of the eyes and fingernails take on a really nice eerie color with this wash. So, amending, not taking it back.
I just feel like you're holding back. You're not giving me the full truth here. I'm getting sick of it.
Alright. So about halfway through filming this week, there was an incident.
An incident?
Yeah, my airbrush compressor tragically passed away.
Where's the body? Where is it?
Just hold up. I didn't kill anybody. I've had this compressor since the start of this channel, and I've pretty much used it every day. It was at its end. Nothing could be done about it. The real problem was, I was planning on getting to so many more of these bloodletters, and now I'm behind schedule.
I suppose you just went out and bought a new one. You have evidence.
Let me just show you what happened. The good news is, before the compressor blew, I was able to prime pretty much everything. I also finished a handful of these models to a good standard that will fit right into this army. There's still a lot to do, but I'm gonna get there, and I hope you'll subscribe in order to see more in upcoming videos.
Are you still talking to me?
No, The other good news is I got some resin shipped rather quickly and started to print out all of the bases that I need to finish this army. I do need to thank each and every person who has signed up to support this channel over on Patreon. Without your support, things just wouldn't continue to function, and I absolutely appreciate each and every one of you for keeping this channel going. I am happy with the direction that things are headed with this army, and I can't wait to get the whole thing finished up and onto the tabletop. Until next time, I'm Casey, and I will see you in the next video.
How we walk in despair and we're for reasons unknown. The mind is hidden insists, but sure time is useless.
The conversation through with you.